Introduction to pendulums. Okay, so here's a pendulum. This is going to be the pivot point. It's not really part of the pendulum, but a pendulum has to swing from something. And then there's a string or a rod. And at the bottom, there's what we call a pendulum bob. If you pull it to the side, all right, the initial amplitude, all right, is the angle between the vertical and where you pull it back to. If you want to see a really big pendulum, there's one at the museum in Natural Center. Simple harmonic motion, all right, is what a pendulum that's going back and forth in a regular manner is doing. So it's simple because we assume that the string or the rod, whatever it is, has no mass, okay? Remember, this is physics and we make some assumptions, okay? And we have to assume that the initial amplitude is less than 15 degrees. When we say harmonic, all right, so a harmony, right, is from music. So this means it's something rhythmic or repeating. So every time the pendulum goes back and forth, all right, so if it starts at one end, all right, you pull it back, you let it go. It goes through the middle to the other side, turns direction, comes back through the middle and back to where it started. That's one set period of time. So sometimes we call this oscillating or oscillations. So we've seen that word before. So hopefully when you brainstormed in class, these were some of the things you discussed, all right, of quantities that might affect how long it takes for the pendulum to swing back and forth once. So maybe changing the length of the string, maybe changing the mass of the pendulum bob, okay? The initial amplitude, although remember in order for this to be simple harmonic motion, we have to keep it less than 15 degrees. Or maybe if we went somewhere else in space, so maybe the moon or Jupiter, because what's making it go is the fact that we give it potential energy and then it gets kinetic energy, and depending on where we are, the gravitational field strength is different. So here are some things, and you will test these all using the simulation in the next couple of days.